Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. This is IXL DD2, Probability of Mutually Exclusive and Overlapping Events. If you watched my other videos, you will see many similarities between this and experimental and theoretical probability. Let's get started. You spin the spinner once. You could see we have 4 total outcomes. So I could get a 3, 4, 5, or 6 on my spinner. What is the probability we get a 4? Well, there's 1 4, so that's one event. Or even. Well, even, the only other even number. Now 4 doesn't count twice because it says or. It only counts once, so we could either get a 4, and 4 also fits in the evens, so there's 2 favorable outcomes. We can reduce 2 out of 4 by dividing these both by 2, and we would get 1/2. So our answer here is 1/2. Next, you spin the spinner once. Again, another spinner. This time, look, we have 1, 2, 3 total outcomes, so that will be my denominator. What's the probability of 4 or greater than 4? Well, I can get a 4. 5 is greater than 4. 6 is greater than 4. So all 3 of these count this time. And anytime whole number, the same numerator and denominator, that's equal to 1. If we convert the decimal, to a percent, we move the decimal 2 places to the right. We fill in zeros. Anytime your numerator and denominator match, that's 100%. So we know with a 6-sided dice, we have 6 total outcomes. What can we get when we roll a dice? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. So these are all the possible outcomes. You can't see them on this dice. What's the probability we get a 1? Okay, so we get a 1. I'm going to circle that because that's a favorable outcome. Or greater than 1. Well, this is greater than 1. This is greater than 1. All of these are greater than 1. So all 6 outcomes are favorable outcomes because we're looking for a 1 or greater than 1. So again, 6 out of 6 equals 1. So our correct answer here is we have a probability of 1, which is the greatest probability you could have of rolling a 6-sided dice and getting a 1 or greater than 1. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 7 spaces on this spinner. So there are 7 total outcomes. What is the probability of getting greater than 9? Looking at my spinner, there are no events that are greater than 9. Or a divisor of 3. Divisor is a tricky word. Think of it as a factor. So what can you divide 3 by? You could divide 3 by 1 and 3. You can't divide it by 2 because you would get a decimal. So there are 2 divisors of 3, but on my wheel, I only have 1. So what is the probability? 1 out of 7. There are no numbers greater than 9. There's only 1 divisor of 3 on there, so it's 1 out of 7. Another 6-sided dice. So we know with a 6-sided dice, we have 6 total outcomes. I'm going to write my numbers again. What is the probability of odd or even? Well, these are my odds. These are my evens. So once again, with this 6-sided dice, all 6 outcomes, they want me to write it as a fraction or a whole number, so my whole number would be 1. This spinner, we got 6 outcomes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. According to the probability, less than 4. So we have 3 is less than 4. That's it. Prime. 8's not prime, it's composite. It has more than 2 factors. 7 is prime. 6 is composite. 5 is prime. It only has 2 factors, one in itself. 4 is composite. So these 2, it could be or 3 out of 6. If you want to change that into a percentage, you got to divide 3 by 6. You could type that into your calculator. You can't divide 3 by 6, it's too small, so you add a decimal and a 0, put your decimal above um, your dividend up in your quotient. 6 goes into 30 5 times. 5 times 6 is 30. 30 minus 30 is 0. I got to change the decimal of 5/10 to a percent. So like I did before, move the decimal 2 places. I got to fill in a 0. 3 out of 6 is half. Half is 50%. I'm going to pick a card at random. You can see I have 8 cards, so there's 8 total outcomes. What is the probability greater than 4? So 5 is greater than 4. 6, 7, 8, and 9 are all greater than 4. And then prime, 3 is prime, 2 is prime. 4 is not prime, it's composite. It has other factors besides 1 in itself. You can use 2 times 2. 7 out of 8, I got to divide 7 by 8. Same steps as I did before. You can't stop dividing until you get a remainder of 0. So my decimal is 0.875 or 875 thousandths. Still, move your decimal point 2 places to the right. This time I'm not going to need to add a 0. My decimals between my 7 and my 5. Basically, you're multiplying this by 100. The result is 87.5%. Another spinner, you can see we have 4 possible outcomes. 3, so I'm going to circle the 3, or even. 4 is even, 6 is even, 5 is odd. So it could be 3 or even. That's 3 out of 4 events. Again, I got to divide 3 by 4. You'll see my work. I have 0 as a remainder. I take my decimal, move it 2 places to the right. It's like multiplying by 100. Now the decimal point's after my 5, so this would be 75%. Thank you for viewing this video. Come back for more help.